In Dubai, a city known for its towering skyscrapers and ambitious dreams, one architect turned a simple idea into a multi-billion-dollar empire. This isn't just another success story. It's about spotting opportunities where others saw challenges. Starting from humble beginnings, in 15 years, Hussain Binghatti grew his real estate business from a small startup to a powerhouse that builds homes for celebrities and has transformed Dubai's skyline with architectural landmarks, showing the world how vision, timing, and unwavering determination can transform the impossible into reality. Their first meetings weren't in fancy offices. They were in coffee shops and construction sites, planning and dreaming. While the news channels broadcast doom and gloom, they sketched designs and made plans. It was like watching someone plant seeds in the middle of a desert, knowing that someday there would be a garden. They worked late into the night, fueled by a vision that others couldn't yet see. The timing seemed crazy to most people. Starting a real estate company when the market was crashing? It was like opening an ice cream shop in winter. But Dr. Binghatti saw what others missed. The crisis wouldn't last forever. And when it ended, Dubai would need developers who understood both luxury and value. He knew that in times of crisis, the foundations of future empires are laid by those brave enough to build them. And bravery was a trait he had in abundance. Building a foundation of excellence in challenging times. The early days of Binghatti weren't about flashy launches or grand openings. Instead, they focused on something that would prove far more valuable: understanding exactly what Dubai needed. While other developers were slashing prices and running scared, the Binghatti team was studying the market, learning from the crisis, and planning their next moves like chess grandmasters. They started with a simple but powerful idea. Even in tough times, people need homes. But not just any homes. They need spaces that make them feel proud, spaces that tell their story. It's like the difference between buying a car to get from point A to point B and buying a car that makes every journey feel special. This understanding became their North Star, guiding every decision they made. Their first projects weren't the towering skyscrapers you see today. They were smaller, carefully planned developments that allowed them to perfect their approach. Each project was like a laboratory where they could experiment with designs, test new ideas, and learn what their customers really wanted. They weren't just building apartments, they were building a reputation. The team worked around the clock, often sleeping in their offices, reviewing plans until their eyes were tired. But every challenge they faced taught them something new. Every setback made them stronger. They studied every detail, from the way sunlight would fall across their buildings to how spaces would flow together. It wasn't enough to just build something good. They wanted to build something extraordinary. What set them apart was their attention to detail. While other developers rushed to complete projects, Binghatti took the time to get things right. They understood that their buildings wouldn't just be structures. They would be homes where people would create memories, raise families, and build their own dreams. This wasn't just business. It was about creating spaces that would stand the test of time. Their approach was methodical, but innovative. They didn't just follow market trends. They aimed to create them. Every project became a stepping stone to something bigger, each success building confidence for their next venture, making bold moves that redefine industry standards. In 2014, Binghatti made a move that had everyone in Dubai's real estate circles talking. While other companies were holding on to their properties like safety nets, they sold their Binghatti Terraces Tower to Emirates Real Estate Fund. It wasn't just a sale, it was a masterstroke that showed their deep understanding of market timing. This deal did more than just bring in capital. It proved that Binghatti could play in the big leagues. The money from this sale became the fuel for their next phase of growth. But more importantly, it gave them something even more valuable: credibility. Other developers started looking at Binghatti differently. Banks were more willing to work with them. Investors started paying attention. It's like they'd unlocked a new level in the real estate game, and everyone wanted to know what they would do next. The timing was perfect. Dubai's real estate market was beginning to recover, and Binghatti had positioned itself exactly where it needed to be. They had the capital, the credibility, and most importantly, the the confidence to take on bigger challenges. Their success wasn't just luck. It was the result of careful planning and perfect execution. Instead of playing it safe with their newfound success, they used it as a launching pad for even bigger dreams. They started planning projects that would make their previous achievements look like warm-up exercises. The question wasn't if they would succeed, but how big their success would be. With each new project, they pushed boundaries a little further. They weren't just following the market, they were leading it. Their buildings became more ambitious, their designs more innovative, and their vision even grander. The sale of Binghatti Terraces wasn't just a transaction. It was the beginning of a new chapter in their story. From vision to reality, creating Dubai's most iconic addresses. The year 2018 marked a turning point in the Binghatti story. With their reputation growing and their confidence soaring, they pulled off a deal that would have seemed impossible just a few years earlier, acquiring 2 towers in Dubai Silicon Oasis for 200 million dirhams. But what made this deal special wasn't just the price tag, it was what it represented. A complete transformation from an ambitious startup to a real estate powerhouse. These weren't just any towers. Binghatti Vista and Binghatti Sapphires became symbols of their innovative approach to design and luxury. Each tower was like a piece of art that people could live in, combining stunning architecture with practical living spaces in a way that hadn't been seen before in Dubai. The buildings weren't just places to live. They were statements about what modern urban living could be. Every detail was carefully considered, from the grand entrances that made residents feel special every time they came home to the thoughtfully designed amenities that brought communities together. The towers featured smart home technology, energy-efficient systems, and spaces that could adapt to their residents' changing needs. It was like they had taken everything they'd learned about what people want in a home and turned it into reality. This location was becoming a hub for innovation and technology, and Binghatti saw its potential before many others did. They understood that luxury wasn't just about marble floors and gold fixtures. It was about being in the right place at the right time, about being part of something bigger. The success of these projects taught them something crucial. People didn't just want a place to live, they wanted a lifestyle, a story they could be part of. It's like the difference between buying a painting to fill wall space and buying a masterpiece that transforms the entire room. Binghatti wasn't just selling apartments anymore, they were selling dreams. This realization led them to their next big idea. What if they could partner with luxury brands to create something truly unprecedented? It was a bold thought, but by now everyone knew that when Binghatti had a bold idea, something extraordinary was about to happen. Revolutionizing luxury living through groundbreaking partnerships. Just when the real estate world thought they'd seen everything, Binghatti unveiled a series of projects that would redefine luxury living. In 2022, they announced a partnership that made headlines worldwide: the Burj Binghatti Jacob & Company residences. This wasn't just another luxury development. It was the world's first skyscraper designed in collaboration with a high-end jewelry brand, bringing the precision and glamour of fine jewelry to architectural design. The building wasn't just tall, it was a masterpiece of design, with every angle and feature reflecting the precision of a perfectly cut diamond. The interiors were crafted with the same attention to detail that Jacob & Company brings to their timepieces. It was like living inside a jewel, where every day felt special, but they were just getting started. In 2023, they dropped another bombshell: the Binghatti Residences. Imagine living in a building designed with the same attention to detail and pursuit of perfection as a Bugatti supercar. The project brought together automotive excellence and architectural innovation in ways never seen before. Each residence was designed to capture the spirit of Bugatti: sleek, powerful, and uncompromisingly luxurious. Then came 2024, and with it, the announcement of Mercedes-Benz Places. 3 luxury brand partnerships in 3 years, each one more impressive than the last. It was like watching a master conductor leading an orchestra of innovation, with each new project adding another layer to the symphony of success. The Mercedes-Benz collaboration brought German engineering precision to residential architecture, creating homes that perfectly balanced luxury with technological innovation. The pinnacle of their achievement came when football superstar Neymar Jr. purchased a 200 million AED penthouse in the Binghatti Residences. When one of the world's most famous athletes chooses your building for their home, you know you've created something truly special. It wasn't just a sale. It was a validation of everything Binghatti had been working toward. mastering the art of creating extraordinary living experiences. While other developers focused on square footage and amenities, Binghatti was creating experiences that people didn't even know they wanted until they saw them. Each project had its own personality and story to tell. From Business Bay to downtown Dubai, their buildings became more than just structures. They became part of Dubai's identity, each one adding its own unique brushstroke to the city's architectural canvas. With investments exceeding 40 billion dirhams, they weren't just building properties, they were crafting legacies. Every detail was considered. The lobby of each building was designed to feel like a five-star hotel entrance. The amenities weren't just checkboxes on a list. They were carefully curated spaces that enhanced residents' daily lives. Their design philosophy went beyond aesthetics. They understood that true luxury isn't just about expensive materials and high price tags. It's about creating spaces that make people feel special and elevate their everyday experiences. Whether it was a studio apartment or a super luxury penthouse, every Binghatti property had that special touch that made it stand out. In the common areas, they created spaces that encouraged community building, places where neighbors could become friends. The swimming pools weren't just for exercise, they had infinity edges that seemed to merge with the Dubai skyline. The gymnasiums weren't just rooms with equipment, they were wellness centers with views that made working out feel like a privilege rather than a chore. The company's approach to development became a blueprint for others to follow. It showed that successful real estate development isn't just about construction, it's about creating communities, fostering lifestyles, and building dreams. Its projects demonstrated an understanding that modern luxury is about more than just exclusive addresses. It's about creating environments that enhance every aspect of residents' lives, setting new standards and shaping tomorrow's skylines. Today, when you look at Dubai's skyline, you're not just seeing buildings. You're seeing Dr. Binghatti's dreams turned into reality. From that first bold move in 2008 to partnerships with the world's most luxurious brands, they didn't just build a real estate company. They created a new standard for what luxury living could be, and in doing so, they've forever changed the way we think about urban development. And looking at their portfolio today, from residential towers to branded luxury residences, it's clear that they're not done dreaming yet. Each new project pushes the boundaries a little further, reaches a little higher, and dreams a little bigger. The partnerships with Bugatti, Mercedes-Benz, and Jacob & Company aren't just about adding luxury brands to buildings. They're about combining different forms of excellence to create something entirely new. As new projects continue to be announced and developed, one thing is certain. Wherever luxury real estate goes next, Binghatti will be leading the way. They've shown that with vision, determination, and the courage to think differently, anything is possible. Their story isn't just about building an empire. It's about reimagining what's possible in real estate development. What do you think about this incredible journey? Would you live in a Bugatti-branded residence if you could? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.